Welcome, Gemini, to your love reading for August 23rd to the 26th of 2018. So let's look into what's going on with you, Gemini. So in love, what is the overall energy between you and your love interest or romantic partner? All right. Let's see the overall energy for the next few days for Gemini. So there could be some celebrations, all right, with you and someone else. You might be getting to know them. There could be where you commute to see them, vice versa. Others of you, you're in a marriage, all right. You're with a particular person, and this is almost like you temptation, so to speak. I feel not all. Don't put that fear in your mind. Just relate that to what you could be going through. Don't make up things in your mind. That's not what this is about. So it's I feel like that's a good energy where you could be around friends, you could be socializing, and there could be something where there could be a move that you're thinking about or you're contemplating for some of you out there. All right. Wedding, mutual friends, wedding, something like that. 555 as I'm looking at the time, so that may relate to some of you for sure. All right. Now, what is the energy that your love interest or romantic partner bringing towards you for Gemini? Yeah, they're stressed, and I feel like that could be part of the reason why they're stressed out. Now, they could be causing you a lot of distress and a lot of pain because of what they might be saying. The fact that they don't want to communicate or open up to you and don't care how you might feel, when in all actuality they truly do. But when the ego is getting in the way, where they feel like they don't need to, or that you did something wrong, I feel like that's where the conflict. And there could be some issues where if you're in a surrounding with other people or family environment, whatever it might be, it could cause a lot of tension there, and it could be arguments and disputes and things like that. So be mindful of getting into that, and especially if you're under the same umbrella or roof with somebody else and there's marriage or engagement, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it might be, you're living with somebody else, truth or something like that might come out if there's something hidden. So be careful about that. But I feel like your partner, if they're not seeing these things towards you in a text or phone call or face to face, it might be through social media. So just be careful about that. All right. Now, what is your response for Gemini? Yeah, you're frustrated. All right. You're like because of what they might be saying, because some of you might be turning someone down, they might be responding in that way, but you still give off the energy like you're frustrated, like you don't want them, you don't want to talk to them, vice versa. So it seems like both of you are in a heated battle the next few days, I feel. What is the advice for Gemini? What is the advice? Indecisive, all right? It tells you, if you have to make up your mind, so to speak, where you, again, this was the energy that came out before. I believe I was doing something else where some of you might be doing a whole bunch of different things. You're trying to stay busy. You're trying to focus on maybe work, career, your home life, friendships, different things like that. Your own emotional well-being. I feel like that's important for you at this time, especially through this situation. Do that, all right? But I feel like being indecisive, if you're with two different people, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do that. But I feel like that's part of you maybe feeling like you want to stay with somebody, but you don't leave because the other person, you don't trust whether or not they're going to be available for you. Those kind of things could be on your mind, but ultimately you have to make a decision first with what you're currently unhappy with, and then being able to free yourself up so that you can move forward and be open to maybe another potential opportunity for some. So just keep that in mind. All right. So what is the outcome for Gemini? Fearing change. All right. A lot of you might even be removing yourself from potential conflict. I feel that could be brewing because of what I was mentioning in the beginning, and also just fearing that if you do disconnect from somebody, if you do tell them how you feel and they stop communicating with you, sometimes you might reach out. That attempt, that third, fourth, fifth attempt, is constantly doing that so that you can make sure that they're at least there, or at least hearing you, or at least still in your energy. And a lot of you need to stop that cycle. If they're meant to be there, they'll eventually come back, or they'll understand how you might be feeling and open up and start to have a mutual conversation, which is about respect and being honest about what's going on. So let's clarify the Five of Swords for your love interest or current romantic partner. And I feel like that's maybe they need to break out of the fear of committing. All right, they may be getting cold feet at times. They may be juggling two different people, and sometimes their emotions might be so intense and so toxic that they don't even know that they might need help. They might need therapy, someone else to kind of speak to them about what they've been holding on to, because a lot of times they might tap into this energy and it can be very addictive. Some of you might be someone who is often really at you or trying to approach you, and you're reluctant to open up to them, and that aggravates them at times. So then they make threats, they get really angry, and that's for some of you out there. So you might be having someone that is dealing with that, but I feel like them also being very jealous and assumptive and assuming the worst about the connection and things not moving forward. So some of you might be going through that kind of experience. All right, so that's what I feel there. So let's look into one card from the Romance Angels and then Archangel Michael for Gemini. Let your friends help you. Ask and accept support from others. And we got this for Taurus too. Alright, Taurus was an energy of having to kind of do things on your own, to separate and get away from the tension that might be there. There's a full moon in Pisces that will be activated, so that might bring about a lot of intensity when it comes to different connections, a lot of endings and things like that. Maybe even around the home front and with your family environment, whatever it might be, but emotionally it might be very tough. So just try to have a good time with other people, and don't let your current romantic love relationship or potential love interest stress you out. All right, so let's see. And we're going to do Archangel Michael for Gemini, August 23rd to the 26th. Then we have Eternal Love, and it says, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. Some of you might be holding back. You might be afraid of getting hurt. You might feel that your partner is not going to trust you. They're going to disappoint you. People that might be around you, you don't open up to them because you might feel like they have a hidden agenda. Everybody is not the same. We all go through personal experiences that kind of alludes to maybe people you want to constantly run into the same kind of people over and over again, but that's not the truth. All right, I feel like that's something that you'll eventually learn through your own evidence. Sometimes the evidence teach you otherwise, but you have to allow some time to go by so that you can start to change your perspective about certain people, yourself, and what you kind of pull into your life. So try your best to stay positive and disconnect from things that you really can't change or have control over. All right, so Eternal Love. So tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of healing vibes as well. And you can always go to the website Psychicloveheals.com to schedule something personally for you. The readings could take up to 3 to 4 days. Sometimes it's overnight, sometimes, but depending on how many clients actually order a private reading. And also audio tarot and recorded videos are the only options at this time. The phone call option is not going to be an option, just by choice right now, because there's just so much going on. So I do send you a lot of love, tons of light, and have a great week and enjoy.